Piet Mondrian. Evolution. The painting, created in 1911, is currently housed in the Kunstmuseum, The Hague in Netherlands. It represents a significant moment in Piet Mondrian's early career, capturing his journey from symbolism and post-impressionism toward a more abstract form. It is a rare example of figurative work by Mondrian, and is often regarded as a key to understanding the artist's philosophical and spiritual transformation before he fully embraced abstraction. The painting is a triptych, a format traditionally associated with religious art, featuring 3 female forms, each occupying a vertical panel. The central figure faces directly forward, while the flanking figures are shown in 3/4 views, facing slightly inward. They appear nearly identical in pose and gesture, suggesting a gradual or cyclical transformation. The figures are set against a highly stylized, symbolic background filled with mystical shapes, red and yellow like flowers, and radiant, circular motifs. These suggest not a specific environment, but a spiritual or cosmic realm. The symmetry and simplicity of the composition point toward a meditative, ritualistic tone. The color palette is relatively subdued, dominated by soft creams, muted reds, and cool blues, but the use of vibrant outlines and symbolic color accents draws attention to certain features, halos, facial expressions, and hand gestures. The brushwork is smooth and controlled, emphasizing form and contour over texture or painterly effects. The painting can be interpreted as an allegory of spiritual or human development, perhaps tracing the soul's progress through stages of awareness or purification. The repetition of the female figure suggests stages of inner transformation, akin to Eastern or Theosophical ideas of enlightenment and unity. The halo-like forms around the heads, and the upward thrusting symbols in the background, evoke notions of illumination, ascension, and cosmic harmony. Mondrian was deeply influenced at this time by Theosophy, particularly the writings of Helena Blavatsky and Rudolf Steiner, who believed that art could act as a conduit between the material and spiritual worlds. Evolution is perhaps his most direct visual expression of this belief. The painting marks the end of Mondrian's figurative period. Within a year or two, he would abandon the human figure entirely, turning instead to the abstraction of natural forms, like trees, and eventually to the geometric purity of Neo-Plasticism. At the time this work was created, Mondrian was also influenced by Art Nouveau, Symbolism, and Dutch modern spiritualist movements, as well as early experiments with Cubism, which he would encounter more directly in Paris shortly afterward. Piet Mondrian's Evolution is a mystical painting that bridges the gap between his early representational work and the groundbreaking abstraction of his mature period. Rich in symbolism, spiritual reference, and compositional balance, it offers a deeply reflective moment in his art. By using the figure not as an end but as a symbol of transcendence, Mondrian plants the seeds of the radical abstraction that would define the rest of his career.